We are getting ready for some cold, snowy, icy temperatures here on the Kreke homestead. And it is Saturday. The snow is possibly coming tonight, is what they're saying. And so Bella and I are doing a little walk around to make sure that things are ready to go. And we thought while we did that we would just bring you with us. And Bella would give us a little farm tour. We have some new microphones that I received for Christmas, which is pretty awesome, so you should be able to hear us a lot better. So it used to be when I did these farm tours that...
It's cold and windy.
It was wind, it's cold, yeah. It was windy, and it was just difficult to hear. So let us know what you think about these new mics. Unfortunately, I still have videos recorded for you guys that I'm going to be editing and putting out with the old mic camera system, so you'll just have to put up with us with this transition. This is our calf. We call him Deer. He is a full-blood Jersey steer. We sold our other little girl calf to actually a couple that has followed us here on YouTube for a long time, but it's so funny because when we were going to sell it to them, we had no idea that we had that connection with each other. We had just posted online, and she happened to answer the ad. And in talking, we found out that they knew us. Pretty cool.
Yes.
It's so cold. Hear us. Just know why we're shivering. Okay, so Deer is going to be a future beef cow, right, Belle?
He's a current steer. There you go. So see what the Dohertys are talking about, Mom?
Yeah.
He hasn't done it yet.
Bella has been reading the Dohertys book.
The Independent Farmstead. So
different kids twice a day take turns feeding Deer, and we were, once in a while he wheezes, and so we were reading in the, well, Bella was in the Independent Farmstead, that you have to hold that bottle way, way down. Like
she said, it's interesting because you think, a lot of people think, well, it's the angle of the bottle, like it should be putting down, when they were talking about you need to keep the bottle below your waist or it allows milk into the lungs. And so a little bit of milk into the lungs, which they said long term could cause pneumonia, but if you catch it, it's not a problem. So we caught it. Fine.
So we need to do another little reminder to kids to hold that bottle way
like
down.
This is what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
good angle, but too high.
It is really awkward doing this.
He loves his milk. So he gets a full bottle plus a little bit more right now, and he's
he
4
gets
months old. Is he 4 months old, Bella? Something like that.
Yeah, 4 months. He gets a little over 3/4 gallon, which is 1.5 gallons a day.
So it turns out that our 2 female sheep, they're young. They've never had babies before. We thought they were bred. They weren't bred. The date came and went, and I guess they were just growing. And that's why they look bigger. Is he sucking on your fingers? Anywho, so we borrowed the ram again from our friends that got us the sheep in the first place. He's back. His name is Dustin, and we'll see what happens this time around. Bella, now you chased him off. So sheep are good. They have hay and they have shelter.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about putting a water heater in their tank because
he's licking the knife.
I don't know. I guess in the past we always put water heaters in all the tanks, and not that it's not been very cold. Like it'll freeze, but it won't be that frozen.
We may change our mind.
It's not that hard to come out. We come out twice a day to the pens anyway, especially with bottle feeding.
Right. We're here twice a day. We can break their ice. So this is their shelter for the sheep and for little Deer. See, somebody else was breaking ice. This is their water, and as long as we keep breaking it, well, we'll see. If it doesn't get above freezing for a couple weeks.
The other thing that's really interesting about sheep is they require very, very little water in the winter. Greg Judy actually talked about how he isn't worried about not being able to get out to his sheep if it snows too much because they will eat the snow, and that's enough to...
We have multiple pigs in different areas of the farm. So these are all actually female pigs. They're here together. They're feeder pigs, coonies. And they have this shelter here that they all snuggle in together. Of course, they have this hay bale. This was a bale that we dropped that was not super good hay. So they've been using it for bedding in. But today they're getting a fresh bale of hay from our neighbors so that they have hay.
They ate off of a bunch of it, but then now it's kind of getting down to it had like musty on the inside, so now it's getting to the point where they don't really want to eat it. So we're throwing a nice bale in.
Today they'll get a new bale.
So we came up with a new pig trough. We use pans, but the problem with the pans is unless you have a pen that you can easily jump over, it's a hassle for the feeder. So we came up, actually my dad came up with this. I wanted to build a wooden trough, but he ended up cutting a 55-gallon barrel in half and then cutting the sides down so they weren't so as tall.
Yeah, he and Leo worked on this and it turned out great.
Yeah, I wanted something very heavy because they move their things around a lot.
And they'll flip their pails.
And they'll flip them.
They're crazy eaters, crazy.
She
just moved it over, and there was a little bit of grain underneath it, so
yeah,
that's what they're all doing over there.
I wanted also be able to move it by hand because anything you have in one spot, a hay feeder, a trough, whatever, it always turns to mud around it, whatever animal it is. So I want to be able to move it by hand, but it's heavy enough. They used our cedar board so it wouldn't rot, and then came up with a pan that we can also dump like buttermilk and whey from cheese or whatever, because then they can still get it. We can dump it. I wanted something we could dump from the outside in.
Yeah, we're really pleased with it.
Yeah, I've seen other people do a permanent one, but I wanted to be able to move it to whatever pen they're at. So I want to build some now that are just one for when we have single pigs, like our new male we kept.
Once we have pasture again, this is like a winter pen. There's nothing growing anywhere. It's just kind of mud everywhere. Once spring comes and we have grass again, then they'll go back into a rotation where we rotate them. Bella actually moves pigs through the woods so they get the nuts and etc. But for now, they're here. Everybody's in their winter shelters. Right next door is Billy the pig. So we sold our breeding male that we've had for a long time, Travis, and one of our females, just to downsize a little bit. So we kept a female and Billy.
Yeah, we sold our male because we were selling the female, not because we didn't want to keep him.
Right, he was a nice pig.
We didn't want the female because we don't need as many babies as we thought. We have, every time they have babies, they have so many babies that we just need one female. We ended up selling way more, and we're like, well, we would rather just not have to deal with the hassle of selling, so we sold her.
Just have one pair.
We sold him with her because then it's more valuable.
Right, so we have Rose and Billy.
So Billy is Tulip's son, and Rose and Tulip weren't related, so we were able to keep him for her.
So right now that's his little dog glue that has some hay inside of it that he still fits in. Eventually he'll need something bigger, but he's still growing. Billy the pig.
Billy the pig, not Billy the kid.
Okay, then right across the way we have the beef cow area.
So this is the beef cow pen, even though we have Daisy in here. We're planning on selling her in the spring when the market is back up. But
yeah, so if anybody's looking for a cow, she's half Jersey, half belted Galloway, so she'll be a smaller size cow. But she could be a breeding cow for beef, or somebody just wants a small amount of milk. She could be milked someday. Anyway, we don't need her here for our family. She's super sweet. Elsie has worked hard with her to halter break her and make her really friendly with kids. So she will be, or is, for sale. I mean, we haven't posted her officially, but yeah. Okay, Bella, tell us about your two.
She's like, no treats.
Bella, what did you buy? I don't know that I ever told you.
Do I have to stand by the camera?
No, I can pick you up wherever you are.
Okay. This is, I think I decided Prudence is, I'm going to name the mom, and then the baby is Betsy. So Prudence is actually very young. This is her first baby, and baby is 6 months, so she's still going to get much bigger. Her mom was actually very big, so
this is the beginning of Bella's beef herd.
Yeah, I want to do the Herefords. She's like, I want to do the Herefords because I wanted a more heritage breed, and I like everybody I've been talking to, and actually kind of found out more after I got them, says like, everybody I'm talking to now that has them is talking about how much calmer they are and how much more friendly they are. Because she's had no young handling. She's just like, she's still pretty skittish, but from having like no human handling, it's pretty incredible how friendly she is.
And my brother-in-law is a chef, and he really prefers the flavor of Hereford beef. So that was another confirmation for her, like, yep, I'm going to go with this. And eventually, her goal is, what, Bella? What's your business goal?
I'm hoping to buy, so it's mama and daughter is why I was interested in this pair, because I'm hoping to get a lot of breeder females and then raise the babies up for beef and sell the beef. So I'm just slowly building up. Cows this year, which I've talked to quite a few people, were really high. So, so people are like, why did you start buying this year then? And I found
You're saying the price of buying cows is high.
The price of cows, any cow, is high this year. I don't know, the market just went really up. It's crazy. Like last year was really low, this year is really high. So that's why we were able to get a lot more off of the calf than we had thought. And so I got a really good deal on these cows because the guy was needing to, the bull was related to them and he needed to get them out of his herd and he just needed them gone before winter. So I got them.
So eventually she's thinking she'll sell grass-fed beef. People can put in their orders, send it to a butcher. We're just not sure about all those details yet, but that's what's to come with a large herd.
And I'm hoping to get them down to our neighbors. He's got roughly 27 acres down there of good hay pastures. It's just not fenced, so.
And he said that she can bring cows down, so that's pretty awesome. We've had cows down there before, but
I think I'm gonna buy, his son ran goats for a long time, and so he got really thick electric wire, like strands. So I think I'm gonna buy it off of him, the wire, because it's not fenced, and do electric, because these guys are good on electric, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so today they're getting a fresh bale of hay because they ate through that, and they're getting their water tank filled. And a water heater. Going to put a water heater in this, or what are you thinking?
I'm not going to put a water heater in now. The cows are so easy. Usually, if you have more than one cow, they usually keep the water tanks open, and you usually don't have to break them. Because there's constantly drinking.
Which we can check in the morning when we come up here.
Yeah,
right
we come up here
deer.
twice a day anyway, so it's not a big deal to break it.
They have this little old shelter that was here when we bought the place. That's good enough for hardy beef cows. And so, yeah, I guess a bale is just what we need. Okay, so across the fence there, I'm going to walk around since I don't want to walk through. Oh, we're just in time to see the cow feeding from Mr. Silas. So our dairy cows get more than just hay. They get organic alfalfa from Azure Standard and some organic grain. Sorry, I'm stepping over here.
Our nice chicken blocks of herd.
They get barley and oats and corn that we get organic from the feed store and soak it overnight. Silas is training the cows to have manners. They have to stay back until he dumps. And he's been doing really good.
She shakes her head every time she gets mad.
Yeah. You gotta stay back till he says it's time. Why don't you hand him that bucket, Belle? So you might notice a difference here. This is new.
Back.
This is the area that we've always milked in.
All right, call him.
And it was just open. It had a gate across it. You've probably seen a red gate here. But Jason, this part was just concrete with nothing over it. It was because years ago we had extra concrete whenever they did a barn addition. And so the guys that day, they're like, what do we do with it? So we just really quickly poured it right here. So this random slab was here with no roof.
And I've been hating it ever since.
It actually was a problem because it would get slippery from the rains, etc. So Jason walled it off and just finished this like last week. Just finished putting the walls up to make this extra barn enclosure, which is so sweet. And then for now, just hung up this big tarp on this side so that we have a total wind block.
It's
carpet. I don't know.
It's a thin ground carpet, but
outdoor carpet.
It was a great quick fix.
Until we put up a wall. We locked the chickens out here, and we have fencing So they don't go out there, but they were getting out here, so we put this up because we don't want the chickens everywhere. We like them in the cow pen. So
The
we got
chicken
little
coop
piggies.
used to be over in that other pasture with baby. Oh my.
Baby piggies.
They used to be over there with our baby calf where we just were, but we moved the chicken coop here into this pasture for the winter. Well, hi there, cutie. Cows are like, what is going on? Anyway. So, Maybelle, right here, the light-colored one, and April, of course, who was born here on the farm, are our 2 current milk cows. And Bella and Elsie
now
are the milkers. They each milk a cow together twice a day. And some of the milk goes to baby deer, and the rest of the milk goes to us.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of milk.
How much are we getting in a day? Do you
I don't
have a
know,
guess?
but I feel
I
like
haven't paid attention.
3 times a day. It's every meal. It's like, here, drink some milk.
Milk.
And then
I know,
doing.
I'm trying to guess. Maybe
lots of
4
butter.
gallons a day. I'm not sure.
Oh no, we get way more than that. Oh well, I don't know. I don't even know.
It's maybe 5 gallons.
I don't know. It's with the winter. It's always down.
And we specifically, April is well, she's young, but she was from a low producing mom. That's why we got her mom. And so, she's currently a low producer, which is perfect for us having the 2 of them. I couldn't handle more milk than we're getting.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we actually saw, because Maybelle is a little bit of a higher producer, until she came here, we tried to do a lot less grain, and even our grain is not a dairy ration, so it doesn't have like your soybean meal and contents like that. That's a heavy protein.
If she was somewhere else getting fed differently, she would be producing a lot more. But
like friends that also have the dairy cows, they feed dairy ration, and so they get a lot more milk. Even with like a new cow that's just had a baby, they get more milk. And for us, we just really admired what the Dohertys were doing and how healthy their animals were. So for us, we just chose to do heavy.
And this is
grass.
one of our hopes for larger land, is that we would even be able to, like the Dohertys talked about, planting a plot of turnips or, whatever different things they do.
We would love to not have to feed our cows any grain. And just, they get supplement alfalfa, because alfalfa helps produce more milk. But then ultimately they're going to just have pasture and greens and stuff and the hay.
Yeah, that's our long-term goal. But we're working with what we have, and right now we just have a big pasture of mud. And so here we are. You see the chicken coop way back there? That's where we put it right now. And it's all enclosed with this netting fence. Okay, so this is our mama pig Rose that we kept. And her piglets are old enough to wean. And we have experienced this every time. They're old enough to wean, but they're still nursing off of her. And then she starts getting really skinny. This is just, we see this cycle again and again.
She has so many babies that...
And she's a very generous mom when it comes to nursing. So we're actually going to separate her. That's what we were just talking about. It's always a little bit of a trick. Pigs, they're not like, you can't put them on a leash and lead them somewhere else. And we'd like to put her up in that pasture with all those girl pigs that we showed you. But there's not a good gate to get in there, and it's going to be a job. What do you think, Belle?
Whatever. We'll do it.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's always very fun.
Tree here.
So just to show you the outside of this sweet addition, he actually put wood on it to make it look really pretty. And he's talking about continuing it, right, over to that section?
Yeah.
Did I hear that right?
Well, he wants to side, the goal is to side everything with wood like this. This is just pine that he had. But then do the board and batten. It looks really good. It's hard to get it.
So pretty, and it would match the house. And yeah. Oh, there's our geese. Our geese are doing wonderfully. I'm so happy with them. Are you happy with them, Bella?
Yeah, I am. I was just talking again to the people we got them from about how sweet they are and how much I hate other people's geese and love ours. And people are always like, you have the sweetest geese.
I didn't want geese because of all the horror stories I've heard, but these 3, our friends said, please, will you give them a home, because they loved them but couldn't have them anymore. And they've been wonderful. So one of the white ones is a male, and then the other two are females.
Yeah, so they lay
And they're
eggs.
a great pair, and they really like being out here because we have a little bit of a pond-ish thing down there that they enjoy. So, yeah. Okay, and then the sheep. Tell me about the sheep, Bella.
These are two last rams that are...
They're waiting to be processed.
That was going to get processed last spring.
I know. It's just one of those things
fall.
we keep putting off.
Whatever.
You know.
But it's just hard because we now that Papa started working a lot more and I'm working a lot now, and we did take a bunch of pigs to the butcher, but we did not like that, so it's hard because
it's hard.
It's
he's
not
been
a one-day
traveling.
thing.
He's leaving
it's like
again.
To butcher chickens, it's a one-day thing. I can get it knocked out. I can do it by myself. It won't take that long.
Really.
Yeah, the little boys love helping, so we have that. That's not a big deal. But the sheep, it takes at least 2 people just to move them because they're big.
Yep. So I don't know. It needs to be done. I wish that like Mary Poppins would come butcher those sheep for us. So. But hey. They're waiting for you.
Hey, the geese.
James' farm job is feeding all of our food scraps to the pigs. They know he's coming. James, do you like your job?
Yeah.
Pigs are pretty happy to see you, huh?
The geese.
Wow. Do you think you're the pig's favorite person?
Yeah, maybe. This one is the biggest. Second biggest. No, Billy's the second biggest.
And that's why we need a heated water, isn't it? So this is the heated water down here. It just plugs in. We need to get an extension cord hooked up. It is cold out here. They're getting ready to go get a bunch of hay from our neighbors. So we get these really big round bales, and this is our setup. The trailblazer here is going to pull the trailer, I guess, right? And then Jason's also going to drive the tractor down. So we'll have a teen drive the trailblazer with the trailer, and he will drive the tractor. I think in total, altogether, we're going to get 6 big round bales so that we have them here. What are you doing? Dragging a log. And this is why by the time your children are 16, they're really good drivers, because that's our 11-year-old pulling a log out. Lots of opportunities to practice here on the farm. Do you know how to drive a car yet? No. No? Okay.
Yes,
good.
I did. I did drive one.
Forgot.
You forgot.